What is going on, you guys? It's Blaze over here, Blue Chip Athletic Club, coming to you from the East Coast. Hopefully you guys are out there enjoying your day. Today is November the, the 14th. We are on technically day 3 of the 50 days of fitness, but I just finished day 2 of a workout here, and this is where I did it, right here. In my in-laws' front lawn / entryway with a single pair of dumbbells and with a yoga mat. So why come and record a podcast? Well, number one, the program I wrote requires a 10-minute cool down, which I figured would actually be kind of perfect for this. 2, I need it. It was a hard workout today. And 3, because I just wanted to talk about how it's not always going to be pretty. Maybe it's something you guys kind of know about me inherently now. We do not train in the prettiest space. We don't have the most aesthetic videos or backdrops. I don't edit actually anything when it comes to our training protocols, besides kind of clipping stuff up in a free app online, or adding some text to something, or some captions. We don't do that because for most people, the crazy gym aesthetic, the reality of life, is that you're probably not going to a gym for 2 hours that's got perfect lighting and taking photos of yourself for an hour and then getting out of there. You're probably, with, like my sister-in-law, you probably have a 2.5-year-old kid running around your house and you're trying to squeeze a 20-minute workout in. Or you're probably looking to try and lose a couple pounds before you go on a holiday cruise. Or trying to get your eating habits, or you're trying the next quick fix so you can kind of be a little bit healthier. Maybe it's for your family. Maybe you're hurt getting on and off the floor. All those things aren't the, I'll call, picture perfect piece of health and wellness that you kind of are inundated with. It's in today's society, especially when it comes to social media. So I think, it's important to understand, like, hey, we don't have to have this crazy perfect aesthetic or this even perfect plan, to be honest with you. Here's actually a good anecdote. We kicked off our 50 days of fitness on November the 12th. Today is the 14th. The first day, Chelsea and I, had to pivot from flying up to New Jersey for her sister's wedding, and we had to drive. We were concerned about government shutdown, and of course that lifted, the day after we left, and I hear air travel is open back up. But we had no idea. We wanted to take the sure thing, so we decided we were going to drive 17 long hours up to New Jersey. So what do? I got a quick 30-minute workout in before I left the house, and then we drove one day, probably I'll call 6 or so hours, maybe 7 hours. And then we stopped, and the next day we drove about 10 hours, which was the 12th. So on the 12th, I was supposed to arrive here in New Jersey, unpack my stuff, say hi to everybody, do the thing, maybe eat dinner, and then have a workout at night. Well, again, the perfect plan does not exist. Life is gritty. Life is hard. I want to spend some quality time with family up here as well. So needless to say, I did not do day 1 of a program that I'm coaching, running, and completing with our entire community online. And what does that say? I feel like I'm one of the most disciplined people that I know. And I still found myself getting swallowed up by, I'll call, the holiday hustle and bustle of family obligations, and making the most out of time. And it doesn't help that my love language is, quality time, trying to spend that with other people and being the most present that I can. So, the the reality of the gritty garage workout at 12 o'clock on a Friday, while you're passing kid duty off to somebody else, or during a nap time, or maybe you're trying to work around conflicting work schedules, or dog sitting, or whatever, plug in whatever obstacle that you kind of have, and the reality is, after I did skip that workout, what I did do is I told my community about it. I told everybody in our group. I told everybody that nobody here is perfect, myself included. And then I leaned into their empathy, their ability to understand, their motivation to get back and then not miss a second day. So what I did, day one's workout on day two, and then day two on day three. And then we've got built-in rest days. And what I decided to do is that's going to be a built-in rest day. And the other thing that we decided to do is that even though we weren't able to train that day, we were going to really, really dial our food in. So now we're tracking the food intake that we have and making sure that that is as good and as clean as it can be, even though we weren't able to move. So yeah, we missed a training goal, but you can dwell on missing the training goal because life is gritty or whatever the case is, or you can celebrate the fact that you got 7.5 hours of sleep, or celebrate the fact that you got 200 grams of protein in the day, or whatever your win is. And I find myself, that maybe it's just like the way that people grow up, the news or all those other things, but like thinking about the negative, I think is super easy, especially in health and wellness. But thinking about like what's the positive things that you can take from what you found, what you learned from the week, and then just rolling with it, dude. Like, nobody's perfect, and clearly I'm not as well. And anybody that tells you that they have anything figured out, truly is full of shit. So we decided, we're gonna take that on the chin. We're gonna move on. What is, I think, if none of you guys have seen Ted Lasso, the show, I super recommend it. There's a bunch of, it's really funny. First of all, really well done. It's got a good plot. It's feel good. I'd say family friendly. But Ted Lasso has a ton of like coaching, like sayings that he says. And, one that I frequently have to remind myself of is just be a goldfish, dude. Like, you made a mistake, or pitchers in baseball will say, hey, dude, next pitch, next batter, next ball, what have you. And that's part of the reason why I love, working with people that used to play sports, is because you can break down something and that mentality, or pilots, same thing. Hey, dude, next landing, bro. Like you gooned up, you pancaked that puppy on the runway. Let's go. Let's work on the next one. Let's take some of the environmental things that we learned. Let's take some of our headspace, and let's find a way to kind of apply that and move forward. Because you got a million things in life that you should be worried about. Dwelling on the past with regret and rolling around on things that you can't really change is not something that I think you should waste a ton of emotional energy on, personally, because it's not really going to help you get closer to your goals. So that is all I'm going to hit you guys with today. Again, I hope you guys are staying safe in your holiday season. I know I'm probably going to end up releasing this episode around Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to you guys. We're again running this 50 Days of Fitness Challenge to the end of the year, and then I think probably beginning of next year, we've got a couple kind of programs that we're looking to potentially kick off. Haven't decided if we're going to release another style of transformation program, or if we're going to go with a lift the plane challenge, which I kind of ripped off of a previous unit that I was at, where we weighed the plane and created like a flight suit patch based on, hey, can you lift the weight of the plane in a month or so. So we'll keep you guys posted, let you know how it's going, and until then, remember. Everybody that we work with is going to be in the show notes. If you guys made it this far, go ahead and check them out. First Form, Sweet Perfections, you name it, we got it. And we're rocking and rolling in the app, as well as our one-on-one personal training protocols, which I think personally are the best way for you to continue to make some progress in your health and wellness. So again, we'll see you guys. Don't forget, you don't stop playing because you get old. You get old because you stop playing. Peace.